So Bayern off to a winning start after the winter break for 2024 with that 3-0 win over Hoffenheim. Archie Rintutt was pitch side for us tonight. He spoke to goal scorer Harry Kane. But first, let's hear from Bayern coach Thomas Tuchel.
From your perspective, there were good moments for your team this evening, but I could also see the frustration. Talk to me
because
on the
we
whole.
had a fantastic training week in points of energy and quality, and we wanted to bring this energy and to show the same commitment, energy and excitement that we had during the week in the match, and we struggle to fulfill this step. We get a bit stuck in our game, we get a bit stuck in our rhythm, we lack rhythm, fluidity and also excitement and joy and freedom in our offensive game, and it becomes a bit slow. We were very active and had a good energy against the ball. We were defending very high. We had a lot of high ball recoveries in the opponent's half, but we struggled after with creating chances at all. Got a bit better in the second half in the first 15 minutes, and then suddenly we gave Hoffenheim the chance to equalize. I think 2-3 times. We were lucky, and we had Manuel Neuer, of course, to keep us in the game. Then the impact from the bench was very, very good, with good energy, good quality, and then we put the game to bed with with a yellow-red card and 2 more goals for us. So still stuff to do for us. We have to keep on going, and like I said, the last step is to transmit this quality and energy from the training pitch to the stadium.
Talk to me about your role. How much of you dropping back is down to you, and how much of it is Thomas Tuchel saying you need to drop back at these points?
Yeah, it's kind of, the boss has his way of how he wants to play and the formation and the set positions, but then of course there's times where you have to feel it in the game as a player. You have to know when to drop, even without the ball. You have to know when your teammate's in trouble or there's a counter attack and you have to help out. So there's a base from the coach that we try and stick to, but in every game, you need a bit of individual quality or mentality to try and make something happen. And I'm experienced enough now to know the game and know where the spaces are, and I try and use that to our advantage.
So here's how the top of the table looks right now. Obviously, Bayern Munich are actually going to be a game behind Leverkusen, who play tomorrow against Augsburg. Leverkusen continue to lead the way and have now had that extra pressure put on them by Bayern's win, a 3-0 win, as we welcome in Frank Leboeuf, who was also watching this game for us. But Ale, you and I were on the coverage for this game today. It was 3-0, but maybe they were lucky at times, Bayern.
Maybe they were lucky. They were a lot lucky. And look, and Xhaka mentioned it, I would say for the first 20-25 minutes, Hoffenheim couldn't get out of their own half. The pressure of Bayern Munich was really good. The counter-pressing, regaining possession of the ball in the attacking half. There was a lot of energy and intensity, which is something that Thomas Tuchel just highlighted there. And then the second half starts, and it's kind of like, well, that's it, guys. Game is done. Well, game wasn't done. And you start seeing the energy drop from Bayern Munich, the intensity drop from Bayern Munich, which then allows Hoffenheim, who hadn't been in the game, to now get into a back and forth. And they exploited some of the frailties that we have seen from Bayern Munich time and time again this season. This is not just this game. It has happened over the course of the whole Bundesliga season, where they're going to give opportunities. They're going to give up chances. It's now up to the opposing team to be able to take advantage of those opportunities. Hoffenheim did not. And when I say it's opportunities, it's 3 clear chances. It's 100% chances that if indeed you want to stay in a game against Bayern Munich, you have to score. They did not, and then that allowed Bayern Munich to settle into the match once again in the second half. Quality took over. They win it 3-0. You think it was all Bayern all the time, but it wasn't. It got unnecessarily stressful, and I think that's been the story of Bayern Munich this season. Unnecessary stress in matches that they're in full control of.
What did you think of Bayern's defence tonight, Frank?
Well, I have to say that the first half, and they tried by De Ligt and Upamecano to be high on the field and to give the pressure and to force their teammates to get the ball back very quickly. And because of Hoffenheim thought that they didn't want to kick the ball very far away and get higher on the field, they got the ball very quickly. But after they kept on doing that, where they didn't have the control in the middle of the park.
And to the point that Frank is making, it's basic defending. when you were a kid, as a center back or as an outside back, if one of the center backs steps up to pressure, your job is to give that player cover. In this case, Leimer was nowhere to be found, wasn't even in the picture. De Ligt wasn't in the picture. And you just kind of go, hold on a second. If this is basic defending and you have to anticipate and understand there's a long ball over the top, Upamecano gets out of position to go and challenge it, my first responsibility, I mean, my first and only responsibility really as a defender is to give him cover. And you don't see that reaction from De Ligt, and certainly don't see it from Konrad Leimer, who's not even in the picture, to Frank's point. What I'm saying is, this is not just this game. These mistakes from Bayern Munich, we have been seeing all season long. Apparently they go unpunished. Eventually it's going to show up in the worst time unless they address it.
Here's the other issue to this game from Bayern. And we have to remind ourselves that Bayern actually won this game 3-0. But for all their problems defensively, at times Hoffenheim, once they got into their defensive shape, once they remained disciplined, we were watching the tide come in. Yeah. It really was that slow from Bayern Munich. And you wondered where that spark would come from. And to Archie's question to Harry Kane, why does he feel like he needs to drop deep? Because there was just nothing happening through the midfield for Bayern Munich in terms of trying to create overloads or pull Hoffenheim out of position. You just didn't see anything happening. And then all of a sudden, Hoffenheim launched a counter-attack themselves and as the boys have spoken about, should have scored. Manuel Neuer, for all the praise that he's gotten, back off an injury last year, and you wondered, would he be the incredible goalkeeper that he once was? And thank goodness he is, because we'd be having very different discussions about Bayern Munich.
After the game, Musiala said he really enjoys playing with Leroy Sané. It's a joy to play with him. Obviously, Sané top assist man right now in the Bundesliga. But still, for you, you're not always totally happy with Leroy Sané.
Because he's not totally happy. Never mind what I have to say about Leroy Sané. You just watch him out there, and it feels like it's just hard work for him to be out there. Like, I got to be here and run and create chances and score goals. I'm so talented, but guys, I don't really want to be here. And look, Thomas Tuchel addressed it. He said, we were missing joy and energy in the attack. That is a message to Leroy Sané, who, by the way, was taken off the field by Thomas Tuchel. When Leroy Sané is engaged, interested, and enjoying himself, whenever that happens, he is a dominant player. So much so that you feel like, okay, the best version of Leroy Sané puts Bayern Munich in a different category altogether, because now you're talking Musiala, Sané, Kane, and it feels like, you know what, they have so many weapons coming from so many different angles. But the guy who came off the bench like this, and that's how he carries himself, it would be incredibly frustrating for me as a teammate and certainly as a manager. I don't know what I would do with a player like that as a manager, because my level of frustration with him would be on an all-time high.
His team plays kind of a handball where they go around and they don't really try to go into the middle and serve him. So sometimes, as he explained, he has to go back to maybe try to create something for his own, but also for the others, and to be occupied, I would say. But he's there. He's so smart. And I like the run that he makes when Goretzka give him the ball, the control that he makes. Yeah, we don't see that much, but he's a top scorer. He's a guy who knows exactly where he's situated, located when he receives the ball, and it's what he showed on that goal. And he's the best, for me, striker in the world right now. And even if we don't see him a lot, the guy still scores, so he does his job, let's say.